New at 10, Governor Ivey now funneling $10 million of federal COVID relief funds to volunteer fire departments across the state. It's grant money to help them recover from the impacts of the pandemic. In a statement, Governor Ivey says, quote, Alabama's first responders, including our community's volunteer fire departments, are vital in keeping our state safe. While states across the country and the entire globe dealt with curveballs the pandemic threw, our volunteer fire departments kept going. Local departments say there's a real need for these funds, but there's a more urgent need now for firefighters in general. Wait 31's Nicole Zedek joins us live now from Moores Mill Volunteer Fire and Rescue, and she's learning more about the difficulties they face throughout the pandemic.
Nicole, I spoke to the president here at Moores Mill Volunteer Fire and Rescue, and he said that those funds, they're definitely necessary in making sure the department has all of the necessary equipment to complete their calls. But that equipment, it isn't very useful if they don't have the firefighters to use it.
We just cannot find volunteers.
At a time when every industry is struggling to hire, it's even more difficult to find people willing to volunteer their time to be a firefighter.
In our area, if a structure fire were to come out and we cannot respond to that call because either we don't have enough people, we don't have the funding, there's a solid chance that you're not going to have a fire truck get to your house for 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes.
Zachary Trulson's department only has about 9 active firefighters, serving 7,200 houses and responding to upwards of 7 calls a day.
Really, outside of potentially being able to hire firefighters if the funding was there, I don't really see any other way that I can take that toll off of them.
He's already applied to the governor's $10,000 COVID recovery grant.
We're going to use that for swift water gear because our call volume should start kicking up. Now it's starting to get warmer and nicer outside.
But that money can only be used for gear and equipment, not to hire more people. And that's where the department is really struggling.
Ideally, we would like to have close to 40 people.
So while the grant money is vital, the department is still looking for other sources of money to help recruit volunteers.
We've got to find some sort of alternative source of making sure, especially here in Madison County, that we get those funds that are needed.
Trulson says he understands that everyone is pretty busy right now, but if you do have any free time, he says there's no better way to spend it than volunteering to help save those in your community. If that sounds like something you're interested in, we'll have a link with how to apply on our website at waytv.com. Reporting live in Moores Mill, Nicole Zedek, Way 31 News.
Nicole, thanks. Applications for the Alabama Volunteer Fire Department COVID Recovery Grant opened earlier today, and volunteer fire departments have until March 25th to apply.